Hi everyone, my name's Ruby and welcome to my Acquired Taste Food Museum presentation. Food number 1, Hakarl. I tried this once on a trip to Iceland in 2017. Greenland sharks are poisonous to eat raw due to the high content of urea and trimethylamine oxide. When consumed fresh, though, it does produce an intoxicating alcoholic effect. I found that some Inuit nations in northern Canada will sometimes eat it fresh in order to attain this effect. However, fermented shark is prepared by catching the shark, removing the head, gutting it, and burying it in a shallow sandy pit with large stones in order to press all the fluids out of the carcass. And that's done and left there for 6 to 12 weeks. After that, it is dug up, cut into strips, and hung to dry for 4 to 5 months before it is kind of like a jerky in this picture, and after the 4 to 5 months you cut it open and cube it up and serve it. It is eaten as a delicacy in Iceland as it's a national dish, and it's a way for locals to stay in touch with their Viking ancestral roots. As I said, fermented shark is eaten by Inuit people living in the Arctic regions, Greenland, northern Canada, and Alaska, but they eat it fermented as well. You can find it in Icelandic grocery stores, and it's eaten as part of their midwinter celebration Poroblot. First-timers are advised to hold their nose when tasting it to avoid gagging, as it does have a very strong ammonia and fishy odor. In Iceland, it's often accompanied by brennivin, which is like their version of aquavit. Food number 2, salted licorice. Very popular in northern European countries, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Germany, and the Netherlands. It comes from the root of the licorice plant, which grows throughout Asia, Greece, and Turkey. And licorice root consumption dates all the way back to 2300 BC. Originally, it was had in tea by the Chinese. Historically, it's been used in both Eastern and Western medicine to relieve heartburn, as a cough medicine, and it's been shown to have some antibacterial properties, so it may help reduce gastric inflammation. Salmiakki is coated in ammonium chloride, which gives it that salty flavor. And glycyrza is the sweetening agent derived from the root. However, it can cause potassium levels in the body to decrease, so moderation is key. I have to note that overconsumption may lead to laxative effects. Eating more than 2 ounces of black licorice a day for 2 weeks could potentially lead to serious health problems such as high blood pressure and heart arrhythmia. Also, all parts of the plant are toxic if swallowed, so please exercise caution when handling any licorice plants, or if you're around any, just watch out. Also, licorice root was used in religious rituals in ancient China. Today, if you buy salted licorice at the store, it's unlikely that it will have any licorice root extract, but I believe the flavor is used by anise oil. And in Europe today, if you buy licorice, it will often have licorice root extract, but sometimes the flavor is enhanced with anise oil. And I found that early drugstores and pharmacies would combine this with the cough syrup in order to get children to take their medicine. Food number 3, steak tartare. Steak tartare is a dish prepared of raw ground beef served with onions, capers, mushrooms, pepper, Worcestershire sauce, and seasoned and topped with an raw egg yolk. I found many different variations. Although this originates in France, there have been similar dishes found in Ethiopia, Germany, Korea, Lebanon, Nepal, and Thailand. As you can see, it's a bit more nutritious than the last 2 foods. Steak tartare, or a variation thereof, has been used for religious ceremonies in Syria. I believe that's the Lebanon version of the dish, kibbeh. Pagan cults who used to worship Dionysus practiced eating raw meat as a triumph over wild nature over civilization, and as a symbolic way for their a way to commune with their god's wilder treats. I could not find a definitive answer on whether or not Christians are allowed to eat raw meat. There is a verse in Genesis where it's supposedly forbidden by God for humans to eat blood with, or for humans to eat meat with blood still in it. And steak tartare is thought to have gotten its name from the Tartars, or the Mongols, who would ride horseback and eat horse meat, but did not have access to a fire, so they would eat it raw, tenderizing it under their saddles. Please use caution when eating raw meat, as you could come into contact with harmful bacteria, which is destroyed when it's cooked. However, if it's prepared properly and fresh in a good establishment, the risk of infection is relatively low. To summarize, everybody has their own DNA that's different from everybody else, and that is more or less what determines your taste palette and what kind of foods you like versus which ones you don't like. It's totally normal to not like certain foods. Food aversion is a thing that we all share. It's a way for your body to tell you what it wants and what it doesn't want. So don't freak out if you want something, but your body's like, nope, that's not for me. Everybody tastes flavor differently. I found a lot of value in learning about these foods. I think it's important to explore and try other cultures and their differing ways of doing things, especially when it comes to food and foods that you wouldn't normally try. I liked learning about hakarl, salted licorice, and steak tartare. Even though I have tried all 3 of them, I learned much more in this presentation than I ever had when I tried these foods. Thank you so much for watching. Here are my citations, and I look forward to seeing all of your videos. Bye!